Welcome back. So in this lesson, we just want to talk about how to pitch a typical landlord. So these are the steps to actually engaging in the conversation from 1 through 4 all the way to closing the deal and continuing to build a relationship. So let's talk about this really quickly, and then we'll get into actually addressing some of the pain points and some of the typical objections you may see from the typical landlord. So step 1, as we discussed earlier, is that you know your numbers and the laws in the city. Every city has different laws. Every HOA has different laws, and you need to know all of those laws inside and out before you make a decision to purchase a property. And then you have to go through getting permits and jump through all kind of other hoops that you didn't anticipate. So know your numbers and the laws in the city. This also helps you in negotiating with the landlord when you already let them know that I'm well informed about all of the rules and the policies that governs running a short-term rental out of this unit. After pre-qualifying the property, set up the meeting. Pitch the landlord. So while pitching them, you want to just walk the property, build rapport, ask the questions to identify those pain points. Pitch the idea to them, and then be ready for objections and have counter offers ready. Remember what I told you about, it may be an issue about maintenance. Who's going to cover maintenance? You may want to say up to the first $250, we cover it. We have a maintenance guy on retainer and we'll cover all those expenses. Anything more than that, you cover, or we cover, or we help you to cover. And that just becomes however you negotiate that, that pain point. They may have an issue with vacancies. You address that by signing a longer term lease. They may have issues about, properties getting damaged. You address that by, reminding them about the short-term rental insurance, them being added as an additional insured, and it puts their mind at ease. So all of those things we talked about, just remember all of those things, but you won't know what their pain points are unless you ask the right questions. From there, you just want to follow up. Follow up is key, because you may get a no the first time, or I'll think about it. And so you want to follow up. And then you just want to close the deal, right? Sign the contract with the clause included, build a solid relationship with them by keeping them informed the entire time that you're occupying their space or their unit and using it as a short-term rental. Now, some of the pain points are the most common objections that are still pain points. Airbnb and guests will destroy my property, and that long-term rentals are better. You need to reassure them that you are going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that no damage is ever done to that property, that the rents are paid on time, and should any damage occur to the property, that you have the short-term rentals insurance, you have the maintenance guy, you have everything in place that gives them some guarantees. You can even discuss with them that you actually strictly enforce certain policies and actually hold a deposit for every guest. So they know that the guests don't want to lose that deposit, they're less likely to damage the property. So what about noise? You want to let it be known that there are all kind of noise monitoring technology out there, as well as cameras. You want to let them know that you have that stuff strategically placed to minimize the possibility that somebody will violate in this way. Another objection they may have, they may say that, the keys may get lost. Where you let them know that you're going to just install smart locks. And that way everything's a combination that you can constantly change out as the guests rotate in and out. And there's no key involved, so that's not even an issue. And again, the wear and tear is going to increase. You just want to let them know that this place will be cleaned more regularly than it would have been cleaned if you had a long-term renter in it. Every time a person leaves the property as a guest, the place will be clean from top to bottom. So, and then of course, another objection you may hear sometimes is they'll say, I can do this myself. I've heard it a million times, and ended up either going into business with them and doing the co-hosting, if it's something they really want to do, because I still can make my 25%, or they just give me the unit so I can short-term rent it outright. Because anybody who says I can just do it myself, the question that you should be thinking about is, why haven't they done it yet? And you need to remind them, if they come with that approach, that it's a lot of work that's involved with running a short-term rental business. You have to know how to properly stage that property and furnish it. You have to know how to list it properly and put the right descriptions in, how to integrate all the technology from dynamic pricing to your calendars to your book guides, and make sure most importantly, that the cleaning crew is A1 and is gonna do a great job every single time they come out to clean that property. And so this is another whole job to actually run and manage a short-term rental business. So most of them barely have time to be a landlord at their current properties or units. That's why they haven't gotten into the Airbnb space, because it's real work to grow this business. So that's just some ideas for some of the most common objections, how you can meet those objections, and the process or the pitch in terms of how you approach the landlord. It's all about building rapport, asking all the right questions, and being able to quickly rebut any objections and have the answers that they are looking for that give them the security and reassurance to entrust their unit over to you so that you both can create a win-win situation.